Yeah, the challenges this week have definitely been the weather. Trying to get Mark as quick as possible across stage 3. You know, we had to make a significant route change. Getting Mark to where he needs to be and make up the time that he'd lost, you know, it's a huge positive for me to move forward into the rest of the stage.
The whole route has been planned meticulously, but it's still hard to know every inch. And there's been a couple of stages through the Canada and the US where I've suddenly found myself on a stretch of road where we've decided it's too dangerous to cycle, or, you know, just short sections where they just don't allow cyclists. There's been a couple of sections where Mike's really had to think on his feet in terms of rerouting. The reason that the routing's become so crucial as well through this week, and it will continue for the rest of the world, is the margin of error is getting less and less to hit the 18,000 miles. So Mike's got to look every single day at what I'm doing compared to what's planned, and make sure whenever these detours happen or changes of plan that we hit that target perfectly.
Quite a tricky week, not from a navigational perspective or time on the road. I suppose it's just accumulation of Mark where he was, you know, his efforts, getting more and more tired, and then the sort of psychological piece as well, knowing that yes, we're halfway across America, but there's still an awful lot to be done.
Week 3 of stage 3, I would say, is probably the most tired point that Mark's got to. Halfway through that week, he started to say that for a couple of days he just felt like he was on autopilot, and that he was just, his legs were doing the work and he was doing the mileage, but he couldn't really remember a lot of stuff that had gone on. So to me, that was starting to show signs of mental fatigue, I suppose. So he came in on lunch and we chatted it through to sort of change up and go straight to sleep and just get a good 20-minute block in at that lunch break. So he didn't even eat, he just came straight in and went straight to bed. So rather than just having the 1 sleep session, we're now doing 2 sleep sessions, and I think we'll continue that through to the finish. You know,
I'm feeling it. It's not one single day, it's the compound effect of now having done this for 10 weeks. So physically feeling pretty sore on the bike, 13, 14, 15 hours into a day, it hurts. It really hurts. But fundamentally, I am uninjured. There's niggles, there's issues, there's nerve damage, but there's nothing which stops me riding the bike and keeping the wheels turning. Mentally, I can keep going, so physically, I can keep going.
Psychology-wise, this expedition has 100% challenged him and taken him to places that he's never been before. You know, stage 3 has been a lot tougher for him than what he ever imagined, and that's more psychologically tougher than it has been physically, I think.
Mark's amazing, and you can tell that mentally he's really going through it, but he just digs deep. He digs really deep, and he just continues and carries on. He never stops, and his mindset is always looking to improve and to carry on. He doesn't ever stop.
The news from Guinness World Records that I now hold, you know, the world record for the most miles cycled in a month came just at the right time, because it came at a point where the team were tired. We'd really battled through the first, 3 weeks of North America. Yeah, it was just a well-placed bit of motivation. I think it probably had more of an impact on the team than it did on me, but I could see how delighted the whole team were around me, and I think that gave everyone a bit of a boost on the road, which is great to see.
And the team have held out really well. They've gelled very quickly. We're all working in harmony, which is great news.
We're all tired. Purely because of the amount of time on the road now and the fact that we're pushing harder to get the miles in. Logistics weren't too much of a problem this week because we moved from the plains into some more urban areas, and we actually went through some really pretty little towns that always had little shops. So if I couldn't get to a massive supermarket, it didn't matter because I could just pick what I needed as I went. Although we've been in more built up areas, more urban areas, we still have struggled sometimes to get signal because they might be urban but they're not big places, so it seems that the comms are still very patchy. Although it has improved in the latter part of the week. We're all in good spirits there, we're all staying positive, we're all strong and ready for stage 4.
Stage 4 is, Lisbon through Madrid, back up to Paris. Madrid's important because it's the antipodal point, the point on the opposite side of the world to Wellington, so I have to hit that. It's a route which is familiar because I cycled it 10 years ago, and so I'm under no false expectations this time. It's a tough road. Spain is the second most mountainous country in Europe. You ride out of Lisbon and it's fairly cruisy, but then once you get closer to Madrid and then up past Balboa and crossing the Pyrenees, it's constantly hilly. I'm expecting to do my biggest climbing days back to back.
My hopes and expectations for stage 4 is that the wind and weather is in his favour. I also am massively trying to keep things quite quiet on the road for him.
I'm expecting to sleep less, ride more, push it to take every possible hour off the record.